Hello and welcome to Shortcut Up CNC. Today we're going to talk about the different joint styles within the Easy Box Maker Gadget. We go to the milling defaults and the joint styles are right here. You got Dogbone, Blind Dogbone, Tbone Joint, Blind Tbone Joint, Sniglet Joint, Blind Sniglet. We're going to close this for a second. We're going to go take a look at those so you'll get an idea of what they look like. This is your Dogbone joint. That's a Tbone joint. And then that's the Sniglet joint. These are standard through joints. This is a standard Dogbone through joint. Each one of these three joints can also be made as blind joints. A blind Dogbone joint, a blind Tbone joint, and a blind Sniglet joint. And the blind joint, what it does is it covers up the joint to where it cannot be seen. This is going to go inside here, and then they have that little bit of material right there. It's going to cover up this edge. Same thing with this edge here is going to cover up this edge. So that's your blind joints. Those are the several joints that can be chosen from the milling defaults here. So first we're going to save this as a Dogbone joint, and you notice it just cuts holes through each one of the parts. Go to sheet 1, and it carves those holes in different positions. One position for the sides and then a little different for the ends. That way the parts overlap and fit together. And the size of these can be chosen in the milling defaults. There's a lot of areas within this gadget that can be changed. And if you happen to change them and run into a problem, you can always do a systems default reset, and it'll reset all the defaults and you can start back from scratch. Well, anyway, there's the Dogbone joints. And we're going to close the gadget, the project down. Bring back our job setup with the same dimensions and everything. Go back and get the gadget once again. We're going to go to the milling defaults and we're going to change the joint style to a Tbone joint. Save that and run the gadget. It looks very similar to the Dogbone gadget, but it's a bit different due to this down here. This is the Tbone. Same thing over here. You got the Tbone. So that's a Tbone joint. We're going to close the gadget one more time, reset, or the project, I should say, and reset our new job project, or job setup. Get the gadget one more time, go to the milling defaults, and we're going to choose the Snigglet Joint and run the gadget. And of course, it looks very much like a Tbone, but it is different. It's a sniglet. We're going to close the gadget, the project down, bring our broad job setup back again, and we're going to bring the gadget back in one more time, and we're going to go to the milling defaults, and we're going to grab one of the, let's say, a blind dog bone. You notice it added some dimensions here. That's that little wall thickness that you want to cover, or what they call the blind tab. We're going to leave it as 0.1, save it, run the gadget. Go to sheet 1, and there it's going to create a dado that leaves that 0.100 thickness on the edge of the parts here. That way, I tell you what, let's do a 3D view, and we're going to do the sheet 1 preview of the parts. Preview all those tool paths. You're going to double click on the material to remove the material. Now you see this here? That's your 0.100 thickness. That's going to cover up that joint on that end. And then this one's going to cover up this end. When you make these two parts together, you no longer will be able to see the joint. So there's the 0.100 on the ends and the sides. And of course, you notice this one sticks out just a little bit beyond. That's so that everything mates perfectly together. And then you got your dado for the bottom, and that is 0.375 up from the bottom, and that's set per the milling defaults. That can be changed within the milling defaults. So there you've seen the various types of joints that can be made for joining the parts together, the sides and the ends. Thank you for watching Shark Cut Up CNC.